So this is a review on the merits of Fiendish because I read the book last night after I did the unboxing. This is my part 2 review of it. Just to recap, the packaging was concerning because it was pretty bashed up and crap, but as with EBS and this gal, I can't really blame either of them for the post office or whatever. That's in fairness. So I'm not blaming her or EBS for the even warts and all. I just have bad luck, I guess, when I get it. The book itself overall looked great. The art is nice. The book is well done, how it looks and everything, despite all the bullcrap I had to go through with this gal to get this damn book. So I read Fiendish last night, and the best way I can describe this is it was just basically an introduction to the characters. That's all I got out of that first thing. They didn't really explain much, or it was just an introduction to the characters. That's what Fiendish 1 is. I mean, yeah, they had them fighting monsters and stuff, and I don't know, I would have preferred it better if it was more of a actual conclusion and ending and stuff. It was just kind of imagine on Walking Dead, you're watching the first episode where Rick is coming out of the hospital and he's seeing dead people wandering around and stuff, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. And then when he gets out of the hospital, after he sees that lady crawling on the ground, and then he starts riding that bicycle and sees that dead girl, and that's the end of the show. That's basically Fiendish 1. They're just, okay, here's our main characters. Here's these other people that were trying to do a carnival show or something that got slaughtered. And here's these monsters that are just ravaging the land and killing rando people. And here's our hero, the end. And towards the middle of the book, it goes into some other story. And I don't know what was going on, because it wasn't English or something. It was some made up language or something, and it was some girl fighting a big hog or something and using magic on it or something, and then a bunch of concept art and just behind the scenes stuff, and that was it. That's I can't say it's the best comic. I can't say it's the worst comic. It was just okay, I guess. I'd say 4.5 out of 10 is what I would give it based on the story and everything so far. I wasn't. They don't explain to you what the hell's going on. I'm just what is going on here? It's these people have a carriage thing and they get ganked by a bunch of weirdo animal creature things. Then we have this guy and this other kid or whatever fighting each other, pissed off. And then that's the end. It's are you kidding me? So, I don't know. It wasn't. I'm definitely not backing the second one. So now we get to the biggest issue with Fiendish. The biggest issue with Fiendish is not the book itself or the merits of Fiendish. That's all somewhat decent. The issue with Fiendish was trying to get this fucking book from her, just like I'm trying to get my fucking book from Wrecked Planet from EVS. This book was, let's see here, slated to come out in August 2021. Currently January is when she was saying, about almost 6 months late. And she went through a bunch of printers, and I kept asking what's going on here. Then she said her house flooded, and then I had a bunch of her simps attack me on Twitter. I mean, this gal doesn't seem to realize that she's got a lot of simps. I mean, she even had to make a post saying it wasn't cool to come to her house and all this. And then she tells me on there, I don't have a simp army. But yet we've got guys showing up at her house and she's all upset about it. So, you tell me. When I was trying to figure out what's going on with the book, I had Dojo Cuck or Dojo Kun or whatever the fuck his name is, kept trying to tell me that it's a fact I'm going to get the book and all this stuff, and he ended up blocking me because he couldn't understand the difference between fact and opinion. I just tell you, man, I don't know what it is about CG and their late bullshit. And now I'm hearing Wreck Planet is going to be 3 different books. And if I find out that I have to pay or get extra or whatever, I mean, we're going to have a serious problem here. I think a lot of people are going to have a problem with that because that's bait and switch. I bought Wrecked Planet on the premises that it was going to be one book fulfilled beginning to end story. And from what it's looking like is it's going to be broken up into 2 other books now, from what he said on the Indiegogo there, that it's not going to be this way. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on anymore here with these people and these books. If he tries to do that, though, that is bait and switch. You know, I can't, it's like, imagine you go to buy a car, and then they sell you half the car, and they say, come back in 2 years, and we'll send you the middle of the car, and then come back in another 2, and we'll send you the end of the car. It don't work that way. Nobody would buy a car like that. And then I hear all this stuff about if you don't want to wait for the book, then you hate art and you hate CG and all of this. And if I hated CG, I wouldn't have backed this. I wouldn't have backed Wrecked Planet. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not backing anything else with the exception of Starlight Cats 2. That's the only thing that I'm probably going to back at this point, because I have too much of a bitter taste in my mouth from this. I was going to back that Snowman book. I was going to back that Rainbow Brute book. I was going to buy the toys and the clothes and all that. But why should I buy that? See, the problem is he's doing this backwards. You're supposed to have the comic book out and then sell the merch off the comic book. He's selling the merchandise without the comic book. You know what I mean? It's like if they announced another Spider-Man movie that was supposed to come out this year, or 2 years ago, and it still hasn't come out yet, but they're selling you all the toys and merch from the movie, but the movie hasn't come out yet. And then the sales die off and everything because people want to see the movie. They don't care about the toys so much and all that. That's what I mean. It's you're doing this backwards. This isn't how you run a fucking business. I don't know. They lost a lot of money off of me. I'll tell you that. I mean, I was going to back a lot of things. And I'm not the only one either. I know a lot of people who's told me the same. And at $25 a pop for these fucking books on top of this, why should I keep paying this for stuff that's late like this? And then the people fumble around and, like this poor gal, they're not business savvy, or they're just doing this on the fly and learning as they go. And that's how you lose a big amount of customers. You got to know what the hell you're doing here and not screw around and do live streams where you're telling people, well, if you don't want the wait, then you hate CG. And if you don't want to wait for this Picasso masterpiece, then you hate art and artistic expression. And we need to be patient and all of this. And yeah, well, we've been 2 years patient. And during that time, what have we seen? A bunch of merchandise, hats and clothes, and everything under the sun, except for the actual book itself. Now, I don't know what else to say here. It's just totally backwards. And the other issue is, like I said, I can't blame them for what happened with the boxing of it. The boxes being smashed and everything. But at least this Irene gal was smart enough to put it in a tiny Gemini thing, whereas EVS, when he gave me warts and all, he gave me a coffin-size box for a book the size of a pencil in it that was at the bottom, only wrapped in one piece of bubble wrap. Luckily, it was okay, but, I mean, I don't know, man. All I know is, with the exception of Starlight Cats 2, I'm not buying any CG anything anymore. And as I've said, I know at least 5 to 10 people that are not doing this either. At $25 a book, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, especially, I mean, now that I actually have Fiendish. I mean, after that one read over of it, like I said, the art looks good, but the story was just, I mean, come on. You could have explained things better, or just, okay, do you know when the Star Wars, the prequels came out, and they had those books you can buy, and it was called Visual Dictionary, and it would be like, they would show like a speeder, and they would like take it apart and like have lines going to it and paragraphs explaining this thing does this and that thing does that and so on and so on. And, that's basically Fiendish, like a visual dictionary. It's like, here's our characters. Here's some people traveling with a wagon. Here's some random monsters killing people. Here's their town being burnt down with, we don't understand who or why or what. And then we're going to cut to some elf lady that we can understand what she's saying, electrocuting a big boar pig, and then a bunch of concept art. And you wonder why I don't want to back Fiendish 2, huh? These people, I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.